Why being too sure of yourself backfires and how to fix it. Have you ever been 100% sure about something, like where you left your keys or who won the Super Bowl in 2015, only to be proven totally wrong 5 minutes later? That feeling of, wait, what? No way, is more than just an awkward moment. It's a psychological phenomenon called overprecision. Scientists have found that most of us walk around with a confidence bubble that is way bigger than our actual knowledge. But here's the kicker. Even when reality pops that bubble, we rarely learn our lesson. Today we're looking at a fascinating study from UC Berkeley that explains why being too sure of yourself actually changes how your brain processes surprises, and why it's so hard to stop doing it. Researchers Don Moore and Derek Schatz wanted to know, if we are overconfident and get proven wrong, does the shock of being wrong actually help us become more realistic? To test this, they ran 3 different studies. In one, they showed participants photos of strangers and asked them to guess their weight. But they didn't just ask for a guess. They asked, how certain are you that your guess is within 10 pounds? They used everything from 7-point scales to probability estimates to measure exactly how much people believed in their own accuracy before they were told the truth. Here is what they found, and it's a bit of a double-edged sword. The logic of surprise. If you're highly confident and you're right, you feel almost no surprise. You expected to be right, so no big deal. But if you're highly confident and you're wrong, your surprise levels skyrocket. The more sure you were, the harder the reality check hits. The persistence problem. You'd think that after a massive shocker, being 90% sure and getting it wrong, you'd be more humble next time, right? Wrong. The study found that overprecision is incredibly stubborn. Even after people were surprised by their own mistakes, they often went right back to being overconfident in the next round. The Hindsight Trap. The researchers pointed to something called the hindsight bias. Basically, once we find out the real answer, our brains rewrite history. We tell ourselves, oh, I actually kind of knew that, or that was a trick question. By making the outcome feel predictable after the fact, we kill the surprise that was supposed to teach us a lesson. Why does this matter? Because overprecision isn't just about guessing someone's weight. In business, managers who are too sure of their forecasts take on too much debt and ignore risks. In healthcare, doctors who are overly certain of a diagnosis might stop looking for other possibilities, leading to dangerous errors. In your wallet, overprecision leads people to underestimate risks in the stock market or their own spending habits. When we are too sure, we stop listening to other perspectives. We stop protecting ourselves against what-ifs. We essentially blindfold ourselves because we're so convinced we already know the way. So, what's the simple takeaway? The confidence interval trick. Next time you're making a decision, don't just ask yourself, am I right? Ask yourself, what is the range of possibilities here? Instead of saying, I'll be done with this project by 5 p.m., try saying, I'm 90% sure I'll be done between 4 p.m. and 8 p.m. By forcing yourself to acknowledge a range, you break the spell of overprecision. Stay curious, stay a little bit skeptical of your own brain, and remember, the less sure you are, the less life has to shock you into the truth. Thanks for watching. Now, how sure are you that you've already hit that subscribe button? See you in the next one.